What is more important, choosing family or choosing happiness? Here with me is Adetoni Tolulope, and we are going to share more light on choosing family or choosing happiness. Coach Jack, you are welcome to Christian Relationship Hub. All right, when we are talking about happiness and family, what can you say about, because if you pick like 50% of women, even men, they will say yes, my happiness. But then family, when you choose your family, what should happen? When you choose happiness, what should happen? Please, can you share more light on this aspect, happiness or family? Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. I think, this is a topic that in recent time it has caused a lot of debates, and I first want to say this: you shouldn't have to choose either of the two, which means you should be happy with your family. So it's supposed to be something that it can exist together. However, we also need to make some understanding. Life is full of challenges, and in the race of life, there is always going to be ups and downs.
Sure.
So we should also understand that happiness and joy are very similar but not the same thing.
Happiness and joy, they are similar, but not the same thing.
That is why the Bible let us understand the joy of the Lord is our strength. The Bible does not tell that the happiness of the Lord is our strength.
Yeah. Joy comes within.
Joy comes within. You can feel joy in the moment of different circumstances. However, happiness comes with feelings. Happiness is a form of feelings, and that is why in most cases, women in general, they are moved by how they feel. That is why a lot of people that moves by their feelings, that moves by their affections, we always feel like happiness is the first thing. And if I'm not happy, but the truth is that you can never be happy all through.
Sure, sure.
There will be sad moments, there will be happy moments. Now, and there's always a saying that never make a permanent decision based on temporary conditions. If you feel like there are challenges at the moment in your families that is not making you happy, and not because of that, neglect or decide to
I'll walk away.
walk away from the family because of that moment, to me, it doesn't make sense.
Which no condition is permanent.
Yeah. I think whatever it is that is not making you happy at the moment can be worked upon.
Sure.
With
Intentionality.
intentionality, you can discuss it with your partner, you can work upon it, and definitely it will pass.
Sure.
And the moment will still get better, whereby you still be happy. However, you should also understand that it when you have a family, it's not all about you. One of the things people don't understand about family is that I always tell people that if you are a selfish person, if you always think about yourself alone, then family is not for you. Because one of the major responsibility of having a family is serving the other person. That's just the key. The moment you decide to have a wife, it means you've decided to serve.
But the sacrifice must not rest upon just one person. If one person is sacrificing every time, there will be problem. At times, the other person might just get tired. That is why most people walked away in that kind of marriage. You know?
Now, let me explain something to you. Sacrifice in marriage is definitely has to be both ways. Definitely have to be both ways.
Sure.
But one thing people still don't understand is that the way human beings are wired, we are always sometimes feel like if I've done this, you should also do this. Now, if we want to follow the way Bible once described family as a whole. He described family in because it's definitely God is the origin of family of marriage. Is the one that created the institution. So it is his idea, and he related it with his own relationship with the churches and his people. And you and I know that we didn't do anything for God to forgive us. So we, when we are a sinner, we ask for forgiveness. He gave us his son to die for us without doing anything for him. He sacrificed for us in return for us to serve him. And do you understand?
The Bible describes Jesus Christ as groom. We
Yeah.
are the bride.
Right.
So that is how family should also be.
Now, I'm not saying anybody is Jesus Christ in the family now, but what I'm just trying to tell you that if you're always looking at the aspect of A must do this before I do this, it doesn't work that way. Play your own part. I always tell people that okay, you say you don't love your wife because your wife does not respect you. Why don't you love her first? Irrespective of whether she respects you or not, and see if she will eventually respect you. And also the woman also when I say I can't respect him, he doesn't love me. Why don't you respect him first and see if he will love you? Why must you wait for that person to because it doesn't work that way. You play your own role, you have your own responsibility, play your own role, leave the other party to play their role.
Without minding maybe
Without-
other person
exactly.
is actually fulfilling his or her own.
Nah,
Just play your
just
own.
play your own role.
That's it. Know your
Nah,
responsibility
that
and
is-
play your own.
And now, joy, if you have said joy, I will always tell you, joy is very paramount. And joy comes within you, generate joy in within you can decide, because one of the things God has give human beings that for every situation we find ourselves, you can create something out of it. And one of the characteristics of human beings is adaptability. We can adapt to any situation we find ourselves if we want to. Now, so from that conditions, we can still create joy for ourselves, for the family, and everything. But if you are talking about the happiness, which is just a feelings, nobody's. And let me be telling you, too, if you see anybody that is happy from January 1 to December 31, that person must be a mad person. That is, you see, mad person working on the road, just having here, all those things. It's definitely
There will be moments of sadness, even
So-
though the sadness is nothing, but there will be a
there will be a
moment.
moment
Like,
their hair.
mood will change,
So,
something will
Now
definitely
because
come in.
I've seen a lot of people destroy their family because of
Happiness.
happiness that I'm not happy. What's the essence of not having a family when I'm not happy within my family?
Meanwhile, what really happened, they can actually worked on it or talked about it.
Yes. When you are making decisions, make decisions based on the long term goal, which is more important. And what are the long term goals that how do you want your families to be in the future? How do you want your children to grow? Do you want your children to grow understanding the concept of families and marriage? Do you want your children to have the fatherly love and the motherly love? Do you want to have a communal living? Do you understand? Those are the long-term goals. Do you want to leave a legacy? Those are the things you make decisions on. And the moment I'm facing at this moment, or the thing that we are going through as a family at this moment, is this something we can work upon? Can we visit a therapy or a counselor or whatever it is in order for you to get over those things? And most of the time, we always felt sad with some luggages that we had in our past relationship, in our past life, in the family we come from. Because I've seen a lot of people whereby the major challenge they're having is because of the experience they had when they were a child, or the family they came from,
Sure.
or how their dad treated their mother, or how their mother treated their dad. So they go with that baggage, enter into a new family and start.
Sure.
So because I've seen a person whereby his husband is an engineer, a construction engineer, I think a civil engineer but he works with the construction firm. So they used to travel around sometimes for projects like 2 months, 1 month, 2 weeks at maybe. But anytime it's not on project, it's always around at all 24/7 with his family as well. So, but because the family the lady came from, the husband, the dad rather, which means the husband of his mom, has an affair whereby he also used to travel out, said he goes on business trip. At the end of the day, they found out that he had another lady somewhere, which it was later found out later after some years when the lady he has outside gave birth.
Okay.
So now she now getting married to a husband that's also doing similar things. Psychologically, she felt like, this is what my dad. So definitely, my husband also is not going to work. He's going to meet another lady. All those stuff. So she always mount prayer on the husband. She always talk to him anyhow. No, you don't understand because of the experience she had. Which
Instruction.
instead of her to come out like, I really need help. Fine, I understand that your work entails you traveling and not being around for a while. But the family I came from, something happened, and I have a trauma. Anytime I see somebody also, or a family also, whereby the husband has to travel a while, so it always reminds me of doing. So I always felt this is the same thing you also you're going to be doing. But I need your help to help me get over these things. You understand? The husband would have known, okay, this is what my wife is facing, this is the trauma she has been through. So let's work on it. Because if the wife does not come out and she's using that to react to the husband, it might destroy the family for nothing. So those are the things that always makes people to be sad. Simple things that can be worked upon. And another thing is agreement on how to manage families and a lot of other simple things like that. And like we said, it's just those simple things. When you don't treat it on time and get accumulated, it is what destroy family. And these are the reasons why I'm not saying it also doesn't pertain to guys in terms of some guys also want to choose like happiness over family. It's my happiness, my life, all those things. So, but in most cases, it's always women, and that's statistically it has always shown over the years that more than 90% of divorce was initiated by women because of maybe the husband did something, they were disappointed, something, they are expecting to do some things, it doesn't happen, and they are not happy with the marriage and they leave. Why don't you work on those things and let God in that? Because along the line, I don't want to start mentioning it, we've seen a lot of, at least in Nigeria, we've seen a lot of people now that have made the decision based on that are now coming back after some years. In that already, they're now coming back. They've preached different things to deceive. I don't want to use the word deceive because it is how they felt at that time. It is what they believed at that time. But when they grown, they realize that it was not so. This is not actually. I was not supposed to make this decision because of those moments. I was supposed to have done better. I should have endured. I should have worked upon these things. This is not the best decision I should have made. You understand? But a lot of people have followed them and made those silly mistakes and those silly decisions also. Because I can't lie to you, I saw a message on social media one time. It was so funny, but it was as if that it was interesting to me anyway. Because the person said, joking that marriage is not like two people looking for who to annoy each other every day. Like two people, they just want to come together just to start annoying themselves because the truth is that every day they just keep annoying themselves. But you just have to understand who you are annoying and who is annoying you, so that both of you, when you annoy each other, you still know that it is for the betterment and the growth of the family. You still work upon it. You still love each other, but you must always annoy each other. The wife must annoy the husband. The husband must annoy even the children will annoy you. So, are you telling me when you are annoyed, You are not made decision, a permanent decision based on the annoyance. No, no. You don't just walk away because so you have the family is the foundations. If God wants to choose his ability would have destroyed us. We didn't do anything for God before him to choose us now. But
We
he
sacrifice.
so those are the things you have to look into that okay, those moments of being sad is just a moment, it will pass, which are normal. Life is all about roller coaster. But having a foundation in Christ, building your family through Christ, will make the foundation of of that family to be strong, whereby you have the joy of the Lord in you to sustain the family and the marriage. But happiness, definitely you can't just pick happiness over family. To me, it doesn't make any sense. It's just like making a permanent decision based on temporary feelings. So family is number one in anything. The people in the world outside that they understand the concept of family more than people in Christian. And now because they understand the concept, they want to manipulate the concept because they want the family to be destroyed. They are now creating different scenarios for people to start thinking family is not important. Now, one of the things that statistically, if it has always shown over there that if you want less people in prison, number one, concept of family has to be respected. Out of a lot of people that are in prison, more than 90%, or don't let me exaggerate, let's say it's more than 80% are people are children that didn't live with, that didn't grow up with their mother and their father in the house. Is in an higher percentage of it. I'm not saying this because I'm a man, but it's just the truth statistically. Higher percentage of them lived with their mother, their single mothers. Now, also, it has always shown the fact that if you want the crime rate to drop and you want children to be successful in their career, higher percentage of them are people that grow up with their family, with their dad and their mom in the house. So, but because these people, they want to destroy, they want to create, they want family to be destroyed. So, they now started encouraging single father, single mother, all those things because they know that that is when there will be unity. They start discovering communal living, all those things. They understand the fact that for you to have a sane environment whereby people will be able to be successful on their own, be able to grow better, understand better, live better, family must be in place. So they now have the idea that let's destroy family. That's what the Satan is doing. Satan understands that once he can destroy a family, he has already won. You understand? So that's why Satan is always targeting family. And that is why he's creating this mentality into people whereby people are making decisions based on their feelings. And that is why I understand that a woman is moved by how she feels. I understand that also, but nevertheless, I think when you are angry, when you are in a sad moment, don't make a permanent decision by walking away.
Thank you so much. But what in a situation whereby the husband is bullying the wife, maybe beating every time, beating and beating, then she doesn't want to leave the marriage, but the bullying is too much. So are you still saying that kind of woman should still stay in that marriage? You should not just choose her happiness. Or what can you say about that?
Now, thank you very much for that. Regarding that, number one, if anybody that is in an abusive marriage should walk away. If it's, I'm not saying they can't still work upon it also, but even before you can work on it,
Let them
first
separate
first
first.
work away because life is far far more important. It is when you are living, when you are still alive, that any
You
of
can
those
choose
things.
anything.
So, number one, you should first leave the marriage. That is very very important because it is going to help both of you. God forbid, if one day he's beating you, you now want to retaliate, you now pick maybe a knife and choke the husband and you die. you still go to prison. And if him also is beating you and eventually he beats you to death, he will go to prison, you will die. So it is a lose-lose in terms of abusive marriage. There is no win at all. So always first walk away. Now, when I'm not talking about happiness, I'm talking about basic happiness that comes through feelings. Now, when you're not talking about abuse, that is different entirely. One of the outcome of abuse is sadness, not being happy. That is a result of abuse. I know there are physical abuse, there are mental abuse, there are different type of abuse, but in this particular, I'm talking about physical abuse. Anything that has to deal with physical abuse, walk away. There are also some mental abuse that I will also advise you to seek help for, and first give yourself time, seek help, get a counselor, get an advisor or something. In terms of mental, because that one also can drive you crazy and can even lead to you committing a crime. Do you understand? So those ones are different thing entirely. Do you get it? So but what of the thing I want us to also look into that, how does this physical abuse started? The family your husband came from, does his dad used to beat his mom? One. Number two, is it anger management issue? Number three, are you the one instigating the abuse? Is it always not like this, but you instigate it? Number four, before the marriage, have you seen the signs? One of the funny things about women is that women, they always move by their feelings. And I make one illustration, but before I make that illustration, let me say something. Is one of the funny things is that now, when you and a guy is dating, sometimes the guy might have showed the sign of abuse. Maybe you people have a misunderstanding. He pushed you, he just pushed you to the chair and walk away. Instead of him to walk away normally, he first push you. Or you and I have understanding, he just damn your hand with aggression. And you have not even yet to marry. Those simple signs should have shown you that this person have an element of being abusive. That when you marry, that pushing can lead to punch. That just jamming your hand can lead to slap. All those little things. Some people say the boyfriend or the fiancé might have slapped them before they marry, but they will feel like they will change. So you should get those things right and make sure that you don't fall into those traps. It's not about, but you see a lot of it, they say, I love him because of the way, because of feeling, what they love. It's not even love, it's just the thing that they see sucking at that time. I love him now, I can't just leave him. It was because he's angry, it's not always like that now. That's why he just pushed me. Okay. When you marry, that pushing will turn to punch. And that is why there is this one write-up that I saw on social media one day, and it was so true about women. Like, a woman is so funny to the extent that she will leave the man that bought her a car and start cheating or having an affair with the man that helped her to change a tire on the road. If let's say a tire, she has a flat tire on the road, because the woman that bought the car for her, when the man bought the car for her, at that time she's happy, she's feeling happy, blah blah blah, I love you, blah blah. Maybe she's not traveling to, let's say, Lagos from Ibadan. On her way, a very low, let's say, beside one bush, almost getting late. He has a flat tire, she can't go anymore. A man is not passing by now. Hello, what happened? Okay, don't worry, let me help you, because this place is very dangerous. Some people can come out. Let me help you, let me protect you. She might feel, this gentleman, she just said, a woman, because she would have forgotten that this book herself. Maybe at that time, she called the man. Maybe it was her boyfriend or husband that came in. Maybe she called when she had the flat that, how do you have flat? And the man, maybe the phone is not going, or the guy is not picking the call, or the guy is not replying. The guy is like, oh, why are you not calling me? Get for granted that I'm busy or something. The guy is not responding. Well. And somebody now come to help her in that moment, care for her, help her to fix the tire, nigga. A lot of ladies will start developing, oh, this is cute, that is nice, you don't care for me, is it, nigga? They would forget the person that buy the car. The person that came to change the tire, they will not see that person to be a good person. So, because that is how a woman are being wired. And also, let me also make mention of one other thing. Because these are the things that when we grow up, like I said, Satan's use people to manipulate human minds and destroy family. It was in recent time I was awakening to a reality of a movie, Titanic. Every one of us believe Titanic is a love story music that is very touching, is a love, is a nice story, but that's what they will show to us, but it is not. It is actually what Elisha just mentioned that happened, because the story was there is somebody that cares for you, that has been with you, that will grown with you, that you people are on a journey together. You now met someone just for a moment because that person did something. You now start having feelings for that person, ignoring the person that has always been with you because of what? It's just a temper. That's how women make decisions. She met somebody. I think I can't remember the names of that of the. I think Jack or something. I can't really remember how the story. But the essence of that story was that they showed the that was a love story that the guy even had to sacrifice himself when the ship capsized for the woman to survive and blah 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 blah. That is a very sad story, because at the end of the day, the person that cares for you, that gave you all, you forget about that because you met someone that just did something of a moment for you and start developing feelings for that person. And even after, the real story was that even after the person, after the ship capsized and the woman survived, at the end of the day, go and still look at the life she lives after that. You should understand that she only lived for the feelings, not for the sacrifices of love and marriage. And God loves us and He sacrificed for us. And God make mention, and the order of marriage, the way it was that God, the Father, God, which is Christ over the church. Now it is after the God, the husband, the wife, then the children. It's an order. And people used to make mistakes of one thing like equality. I used to tell people that there is nowhere in the world anything is equal. Anywhere you see something that is equal, there is chaos. It's like you creating a company and you say everybody must be managing director. Those are the things that usually makes people to be unhappy in their family, because they feel like it's not better than me. Nobody is better than anybody. Everybody have a role to play. You play your own role. Let the other person play his role. You choose a particular person to be your head, and at the end of the day, if there are challenges, you talk about it. You still have to make the decision. You still have to work upon yourself. But like you said in the first instance, in terms of abusive and the rest, once it's abuse, walk away. If it can be worked upon and the man can get a help and can change, all you can get back to the family. But first, protect your life is very important. Thank you.
All right.
If you want a better society, if you want a country whereby the level of criminal activities will be reduced, if you want a society in where things will start working better, we all need to respect the institutions of marriages. the moment whereby marriage are being destroyed, that is when a lot of criminal activities comes in. Statistically, it has always been proven that family that grow up together with their dad and their mom in the house always tends to be better in the society than people that were being trained or by only their father or by their mother, especially by their mother. However, when I'm talking about family, I know there might be a tragic moment whereby you lose your wife or you lose your husband. Let your children have a father figure role in their life. Let your children have a mother figure role in their life, whereby they understand the discipline of a father and the discipline of a mother. The discipline of a father is different from the discipline of a mother. The discipline of a father is being instilled in children through teaches making hard decisions, punishments, and rest. Where the discipline of a mother is being portrayed through affections. The love of a father is being shown by laying examples, by letting the children understand that life is not bed of all roses, understand the challenges, helping them to overcome those hurdles, and letting them learn from it. While the love of a mother is to care for them, to protect them from those dangers. But the man, so we have different roles to play. So if a child grow with the mom alone, all what she will believe or he will believe is that life is all about people fending for me, protecting, not allowing me to fall into challenges. Whereas when they now leave the home and start having their own family and they now face those challenges, they will not understand how to overcome them. But I'm just giving a stand whereby everybody have their own roles to play. Do you get that? Just in short. So if we want a better society, in short, let's start appreciating the institutions of marriage and a family, and don't let us start making decisions based on our temporary feelings. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Adedoyin. This will be the end of this discussion. What did you learn? Marriage or happiness? Thank you for watching. See you next video. Please don't forget to follow all our social media platforms, subscribe to this channel, and please drop your comment. See you next time. See you and Coach Jack. Bye.